The Story of Chess, Part 1. The history of chess goes back almost 1,500 years. The game originated in northern India in the 6th century and spread to Persia. When the Arabs conquered Persia, chess was taken up by the Muslim world and subsequently, through the Moorish conquest of Spain, spread to southern Europe. But in early Russia, the game came directly from the Khanate Muslim territories to the south. In Europe, the moves of the pieces changed in the 15th century. The modern game starts with these changes. In the second half of the 19th century, modern tournament began. Chess clocks were first used in 1883, and the first World Chess Championship was held in 1886. The 20th century saw advances in chess theory. In the establishment of the World Chess Federation, 5 chess engines programs that play chess and chess database became important milestones and breakthroughs. Year 550 AD, northwestern India. Year 600 AD, first clear reference to chess in a Persian manuscript, describes chess coming to Persia, Iran from India. Year 700 AD, date of first undoubted chess pieces. Year 800 AD, Moors bring chess to Spain and Sicily. Year 900 AD, early Muslim chess masters, as Suli and Al-Lajali write works on the technique of chess. Year 1000 AD, chess widespread in Europe, including Russia. Year 1300 at first European comments on chess in sermons and stories. Year 1475-1500 at birth of the modern game, especially new moves for queen and bishop. Year 1495 first printed chess book. Year 1497 first printed chess book to survive to the present day. Year 1600 first professional player writers. Year 1782 first master games to be recorded as they were played. Year 1836 first chess magazine. Year 1849 first Ushas tournament. Year 1851 first international chess tournament. Year 1866 first match to be timed by clock. Year 1883 first tournament to use specially designed chess clocks. Year 1886 first acknowledged world championship match. Year 1927 first chess Olympiad, with Phidias the organizers. Year 1960 numerical rating of players becomes standard. The origin of the game. The precursors of chess originated in northern India during the Gupta Empire, where its early form in the 6th century was known as Chaturanga. This translates as the 4 divisions: Mean infantry, cavalry, elephantry, and chariotry, represented by the pieces that would evolve into the modern pawn, knight, bishop, and rook, respectively. Persian and Arabic chess. In Sassanid Persian 600 the name became a Chaturanga and the rules were developed further, and players started calling Shah, Persian for king when threatening the opponent's king, and Shahmt, Persian for the king is finished when the king could not escape from attack. These exclamations persisted in chess as it traveled to other lands. The game was taken up by the Muslim world after the Islamic conquest of Persia, with the pieces largely retaining their Persian names. In Arabic mt or mta means died, is dead. In Arabic, the game became Shatranj. In all other languages, the name of the game is derived either from Shatranj or from Shah. Changes in names of pieces. A glimpse of the changes in the names and character of chess pieces as they passed from a culture to another, from India through Persia to Europe. Changes in the Arabic names of pieces happened over several centuries after the game arrived in Europe. Most changed were the pieces which had no equivalent in Europe, such as the elephant, the vizier and advisor, the furzan or wazir, and the chariot rook. The greatest variety of names was for the elephant, which was not seen in Europe, and so not used in war. In Spain, names derived from Arabic lasted for centuries: alfil, often, orfil, eventually, all but France used a word for bishop. In a similar manner, vizier eventually became queen, and the chariot became a word for castle, except, that is, in English, where rook is obviously a version of rook. Please note the following table does not capture all these complicated changes. Europe and the East. The game reached Western Europe and Russia by at least 3 routes, the earliest being in the 9th century. By the year 1000 it had spread throughout Europe. Introduced into the Iberian Peninsula by Timur in the 10th century, it was described in a famous 13th century manuscript covering Shatranj, backgammon and some the Libro de los Juegos. Buddhist pilgrims, Silk Road traders, and others carried it to Thifer East, where it was transformed into a game often played on the intersection of the lines of the board rather than within the squares. Chinese chess and shijie are the most important of the Oriental chess variants. However, it was the changes made in medieval Europe which led to our modern game. Rule changes. The game of chess is really two games. There's the original Indo-Arabic game, and there is the modern game, usually called international chess. The transition between the two happened during the change from the medieval world to the modern world. In the Europe of the later 15th century, in fact, the new game of chess was one of the early topics chosen for the new technology front. The Indo-Arabic game. Photos, Krishna and Radha playing chaturanga. In early chess, the moves of the pieces were Shach as king now, Fz one square diagonally at a time, contrast modern Q. FL two squares diagonally no more or less, but could jump over a piece in between, contrast modern B. This move meant that an individual FL could move to only 8 squares on the board, and no FL could ever attack another FL. Horseman as knight now, Rook as rook now, pawn 1 square forwards not 2. Capturing 1 square diagonally forward, promoted to Fz only. The game could be won by 1, mating the king, 2, by giving stalemate, 3, by capturing all the opponent's pieces. This kept down the number of draws. Changes in Europe. In Europe, some of the pieces got new names. Mantri Fz and Vizier Queen, perhaps because it starts beside the king, FL too often to bishop, because its 2 points look like a bishop's mitre, in French fou, and others, its Latin name Alphanusis reinterpreted various ways. About 500 years after chess first reached Europe, after some smaller experiments, there were big changes in the way the pieces moved. The effect was to make the start of the game run faster, and get the opposing pieces in contact sooner. The changes were: watch out for Part 2. The story of
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't